I grew up in a little town in the northwest side of Iceland, and the town is called Hljóðriti, and there are like 40 people that live there, and most of the people there are retired old people. So I had a lot of alone time there to spend playing instruments, and I started playing guitar when I was, I think, about 6 years old, and started playing classical guitar when I was maybe 9 or 10 years old. I started having interest in writing my own music, and yeah, I was in like some garage bands when I was younger. Maybe first band probably around 12 years old. Until I was maybe 16, I started writing more for myself and maybe more serious music.
You're with me in the dark, light my way at night.
When I was 16, I moved to Reykjavik from the little town I grew up in, but then 3 years later, a good friend of mine and a guitar teacher, he told me that I should do something more with my music, and I decided to listen to him, and I called a producer I had heard of, which is Kitty. I asked him if I could bring him like a 5-song demo CD, and he listened to it, and the next day we started recording. Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife, I remember we were home listening to it, and yeah, if we can actually do this, what's on the demo, like, then we should try to work with it. It's one thing to get a demo, you never know if it's actually something that the guy can perform after, like, live.
The day I decided to bring Kitty a demo CD was the first day I went to a real recording studio, and that is the studio we are actually in now, and we recorded the album in that studio.
Yeah.
I really didn't have a clue like how it worked in the studio, how things were done, and how long time maybe one song would take. I just thought, because all my demos, they were maybe recorded in about half an hour, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I thought the album would probably be recorded on maybe 1 week or 1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
But it took us like 3 or 4 months.
Which is not really that long. After, like, think about it.
Yeah, but we didn't decide to do an album after, like, we probably did 2 or 3 songs. Yeah. And I really didn't know what we were going to do. We were having just fun, and I was enjoying just being in the studio and using all these great instruments. Most of the songs on the album I wrote on acoustic guitar, and that's probably just because I didn't have any other instruments at my home until I got here in the studio, when I could play the piano that was here, and synthesizers and all these different instruments. So some of the songs on the album are just written in a free time when we do.
While I'm mixing one song, you're writing another.
Yeah.
When we did the first session, I called like a good bass player, drummer, and all these session guys. And after we kept on recording more songs, I found out we didn't really need all these session guys. So most of the album we just did 2 of us in the studio. So I was like, Ásgeir, go and play the bass, play the drums, so and so on. Because when you brought the demo, I didn't know he played all the instruments.
The first song we did was called Sumargestur. But the first break I got as a musician was in a TV show of his called Hljóðriti, and it's a music TV show. After that show, people seemed to receive it well, and were enjoying that, and that was a huge surprise to me, just that people enjoyed my music. And the second single we released here in Iceland was called Leyndarmál. It was not supposed to be on the album, at least.
Yeah, I remember you told me this is more like a joke.
Yeah, we were just in the process of recording the album, and I was like playing some songs on my computer.
Yeah.
You just
I heard this. Yeah.
You just heard it.
Let's do this one.
Yeah.
The first song we released in Iceland was more like a folk song, acoustic guitar, and the album is like mixture of acoustic instruments and electronic instruments. So I thought it was like a good idea that the next song would be more like electronic.
Yeah, just to show how the album.
It's like not only this kind of music, and people seems to like it because this is like this got really like massive radio played, and like phone started ringing, and we got like more gigs in Iceland after that.
This wouldn't happen if you wouldn't be here, because like I would never like call you and want to go to the studio. You're the guy that like brings us together in the studio to work. But I have the music, so it's kind of like I need you and you need me, and we do it together.
Easy. Some of the songs, like on the demo you brought, were basically like produced and ready, except like we always re-recorded everything.
Yeah, just better.
Yeah.
Most of the times we tried to put some electronic elements over it, but sometimes it doesn't work, and so that's why some of the songs on the album don't have these electronic elements. But most of the songs have like some synthesizers line and electronic beats and stuff like that.
But when you're working in the studio and you have everything, it's so easy to like put a lot of stuff in every song. But sometimes it's really like best for the song is just to have just acoustic guitar and vocal.
First one I brought to you, the demo CD. Most of the songs were with some lyric on, and it was kind of like a nonsense English lyric. Most of the lyrics didn't mean anything, just to hear how it would be. And we were talking about like how we should do this lyric side.
Yeah. And I knew your father could like write lyrics.
Yeah.
He's been writing lyrics for my old band for years.
Yeah, and we got him to do, in the end he did 7 of the 10 lyrics on the album. And 3 of the lyrics were made by my friend Julius.
Yeah, Julius is playing with us now in the band.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it was probably a month after the Icelandic album release, when a friend of ours he told us about that John Grant was staying in Iceland.
We just tried to like contact him. We didn't know him at all, but your brother knew him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was really up to it.
And yeah, when we met him, we found out that he also like could understand Icelandic pretty well, and also talk it. And yeah, it was quite strange because he had just been here for 1 year, and you could talk to him in Icelandic.
Yeah, I remember he had some kind of app.
Yeah.
On his phone just to learn Icelandic, and he is actually really good.
He is, yeah.
For a lot of the songs, I sat with Julius and Ásgeir and talked about what the songs were about, so that I could make the lyrics make sense in English, because I wanted to keep the Icelandic meaning in the songs, because I feel like that's what's so special about them. That's what I think people in the world are one of the things that they'll really connect to. You know, it was a collaborative effort, I would say. But I've also learned a lot of Icelandic, so I understood quickly, you know, the structure. But then you have to make it fit, you know, syllable-wise, into the song as well, and that's not easy to do.
And we must keep our secret.